even the noise he makes.
Yeah.
Great, you know.
Then war cries, yeah.
You know,
right? But so there's this infighting amongst the children of Israel at the moment, right? But when the law comes and what you're starting to see slowly, starting off with these camps, you've got brothers and from Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, right? You're going to see that joining of Israel back together. It's going to be one again, right? If just hold that real quick, can I get Isaiah 11? We'll start from 11, the points in verse 12.
Can't have it.
It's Isaiah 11 from 10. And in that day there shall be a lute of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To each shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
make sure the sun can be seen.
Okay, come.
Yeah.
Which
Read
shall
that
be,
again, brother.
and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria
Yeah.
and from Egypt and from Pathros.
Right, so just like how we read here, right, the brother I was speaking on it, right, you've got Israelites that are scattered throughout the whole nation, throughout all the nations, right? You've got Israelites that look like so-called Turkish people. You get Israelites that look like so-called Hamites, right? Not so-called, but so-called Africans or whatever, what have you.
So-called Turkish look like Edomites.
Yeah,
There's an
that's
Edomite.
right. Yeah. You know, you get Israelites that look like everything. Why? Because you get Israelites. When Israel was in so many different captivities, right? And let's be real, when Israel was in those captivities, they would have fallen in love with them women and had children with them women. And over a process of time, right, the children going to end up looking like their people. So you, like we're reading, right, you're going to have Israelites from all of these places. Carry on.
Bro, the cities, Salakia, the cities,
yeah.
man. There's this guy that's releasing bad videos on the city. He's actually a Hamite, goes over there to interview cities and that. I'm talking to them, bro. Them guys are straight up Jakes, bro. But they just got that Indian kind of swag, that Elam swag. But the way they dress and everything, the way they dance is Jake. And they have no idea about, you know, Jake and throughout the Americas and over here in the UK. They're clueless, bro. When he's asking them questions and that.
The spirit bearing fruit.
It's crazy, man.
And they're in that Jake stay in mind as well, patriotic to where they are. Because I've seen documentaries where they ask them like, so do you know, now that you found out your forefathers from West Africa, do you feel like an African?
No, they were bunning it out.
They were bunning it out. They were like, I'm Indian.
Yeah.
You know that, man?
They were bunning it out.
That's Jake. Wherever they're situated, I'm from Jamaica. Wherever they are, they're so patriotic, man.
We shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Amath, and from the island of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
So once again, from all over the earth, carry on.
The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversary of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
Right, so that was the point that I wanted, right? That's basically talking about how right now, right, you've got the separation between the two tribes, right? But both of these scriptures are basically going into the fact that when the Lord does what he's going to do, Ephraim ain't going to be, the northern kingdom ain't going to be hating on the southern kingdom, and the southern kingdom ain't going to be hating on the northern kingdom, right? It's going to be one stick again, it's going to be one nation again.
And we can see that through brothers, man. In the camps, when you get to know about different brothers' cultures, you might have like a brother who's like Puerto Rican or something, you find out about Ephraim, they're, you know, and what they're about. You might have a brother who's from like, you know, native, you find out about Gad and Reuben and then that's you coming back together, man.
I've got a precept.
Okay.
Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right, so the point there was close the breaches thereof, man. Once again, become one nation once again, right?
He's going to strengthen the weaknesses.
I
believe. That's basically.
So it's gonna. So basically, Israel, we're gonna go back into our former glory and into something better because when and that's the whole point of the second covenant, right? Because the first covenant the Lord made with us. Right, we're in these bodies. We was always going to end up breaking it. That's the curse of the law. The curse of the law is, as Paul said, right. The wages of sin is death. Right, and if you break one law, as it says in James, you've broken them all. Right, so basically, the curse of the law is we go and die. Right, and that means that the Lord Himself can't fulfill His own promise, which is for us to be set in the land wherein we're supposed to dwell. Right, you said you had a precept.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought His judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be that ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Hey, can I say something, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta be meek, man, to really beg the Heavenly Father to send His Son to come and get you out of this fucking hellhole, man. It takes a meek spirit to actually admit that he can't save himself. You know? It takes someone that's meek. That's why the scripture says the meek shall inherit the earth. You know?
Humility.
Exactly. I'm just thinking that. Before honor comes humility, you know?
You gotta let go.
Can't.
You gotta almost give up. But then in giving up in this place, you're giving up on this world.
Yeah.
And putting your trust in the Lord.
Give up on pride.
Yeah, give up on pride.
On the pride of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as my man Ugo from Kung Fu Panda said, the illusion of control. Right? You know, everyone thinks that they can control stuff, and that's when you get stressed, man. Right? You know, when you think you can control something, and you're like, oh, why isn't this working? But you know, you're a stoic.
Like my man Bane. Do you feel empowered? In charge, yeah.
What's it? Right? The course of the river.
Yeah,
You gotta be like water, man. Whatever the Lord guides out your path of where you're
That's
gonna
it.
flow through, you gotta flow through it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to be stiff and all freeze up, you ain't gonna flow. You're gonna stay dead in there. You're gonna be dead still water, man. Then you're gonna be flies coming around you, you know, disease,
Yep.
death.
Stagnant water.
Bruce Lee spirit, innit?
So you've got to be in that flowing spirit, man. Like Bruce Lee was a warrior. He was breaking it down.
Yeah, like a waterfall. A waterfall don't stand still, man. A waterfall is loud, it's rushing, it's alive, man. It's constantly flowing, you know?
Everlasting life, man.
Right.
The water that never ends. John 4.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord promised us, man.
That's right, that's right.
You had a precept.
Alright, bring it up.
This is 1 Peter 5:6, and it reads, humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand.
Humble yourself.
See?
Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of Most High, that He may exalt you in due time.
That's right. Hey, so right now, people want to, try to be, I'm going to be this guy, I'm going to be the greatest this, I'm going to be, nah, it's all about praising the Lord, man.
That's right.
Right? And you have to wait for the Lord to raise you up. And then when you are raised up, you got to do what? You got to give thanks to the Lord again.
That's right.
Well, that's what we read earlier. Yahushua, he was like, look, man, I'm doing this, but to glory my Father.
Yep.
Right? I'm going to give you this, right, to glory my Father. Right? It's all about glorying Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in this thing, man. Right? In fact, real quick, Romans 12:3.
Hey, that's why the scriptures call Yahweh Shai the author and finisher of our faith.
Yeah.
You know? Because he got the glory in the heavens.
Yeah.
He already did it. He showed us the way. So we just gotta follow follow the Lamb.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, precept, right? Romans. Yeah. There's Romans chapter 12, verse 3. For I say, through the... Can I read from one verse up? Okay. It says, but Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Because one of the things of this world is pride, man. Right, that's a major thing in this world.
Yeah.
Right, everyone thinks that they can do it, and over here in the West, in the East, a little bit different, ever so slightly, but they're still proud in their different ways. But over here in the West, you're trained to be like, oh yeah, you did this, you're amazing, this, that, and the other. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, Right, who have you got to give the glory to whenever you do anything, man?
Or even having a birthday, that's pride.
Yeah.
It's my birthday today, I'm gonna do what I want.
That's just a day for people to get worship, man. That's off, man. Right, hey, Job cursed the day he was born, man. Right? Scripture says better is the day of one's death than the day of one's birth.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
Right? It says Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Oh, sorry, I was reading already. And be not conformed to this world, but be...
To the fashions of this world. Real quick, hold that, mark it 2 and 10.
Yeah, this is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Yeah, this place ain't our rest, man. This place, and it will go on to say,
because it is polluted.
it is polluted. Right, the Bible was going speaking on different things before about how this place is polluted. Transgenderism, homosexuality, adultery, and adultery is a big thing in this place, man. Right, it seems like very few people actually care about adultery, whether it's a so-called white man. You'll be like, yeah, well, you know, he says the same thing.
Oh, no, they have a website catered towards adultery. I forgot what it's called. It's literally for adultery. You sign up, and it allows women and men to go, you know, well, women really.
Yeah.
They don't want to be adultery, but men too, because they're naming other men's wives.
Well, they got shows for that. Why what?
Oh, I was about to say that. That's spirit, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
So there's
wicked.
actually websites that they set up for women looking to be promiscuous and commit adultery, have an affair. That's what they call it, an affair, man.
Yeah. It's a filthy place in this kingdom, man. Right? But those are just some of the pollutions of this world. Right, carry on.
It shall destroy you.
And it shall destroy you. That's why you can't be conformed to this world, man. Right? Because if you're conformed to this world, you look at our people, they're conformed to this world. Right? And then what do they start getting into? They start getting into the, I mean, Jake get their assholes lit these days, man. What kind of homosexual shit is that? Right? But those are the things of this world that Jake be conforming to. But that's why, once again, right, the scriptures say it's polluted and it shall destroy, and that's why you can't be conformed to this world, man. Right, we hate this place, man. Right, you read into certain things that happen in this place, it makes you sick, makes you angry, man.
And it says, even with a sore destruction.
Yeah.
Back in Romans 12. It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Right, and that's a process. Your mind gets renewed day by day. Right? You ain't going, you know, one day. Here it is, 20 years, 20 plus, 30 plus years. You've been a grimy ass nigga. You find out you're in Israel and all of a sudden you're an angel. No, it don't work like that. Right? It's a slow process. Right? Some people is faster than others. You know, it's the Lord that giveth the increase. Right? But you're supposed to be a better man today than you were when you first came in. Right? Which is why, for instance, when you read the letters of Paul, right, that's why it was basically like, okay, cool, you know, these men just came in, don't be so heavy on them, just tell them don't eat things,
sacrifice
blood,
idols or something like that?
sacrifice idols, basically he was given, strangled with blood, right, basically gave him like a few things to start off with, right, because the whole point is every man being fully persuaded in their own mind. So you start off with the basics, right, and then over a period of time you get renewed and you get built up, and you want to do more, you want to keep growing, you want to be the best person you can be, best brother you can be, right, in this truth, right?
But that's how you build that relationship with Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Because by default, you start keeping more and more of the laws.
Yeah.
You start rehearsing because you're becoming more like Yahweh Shai. You know, the more you understand and the more he sups with you, the more gets revealed to you, and the inward man become more like Yahweh Shai day by day.
That's right.
It's a process.
The Lord said, I am not of this world. With John 17, he said, you are not of this world, as I am not of this world. Pretty much roughly paraphrasing, man. So you become less and less conformed to this world.
Like the brother said, it's a process. That's why they didn't dump 613 laws on them. You know what I mean? And say, look, keep this. They would have destroyed them. You know what I mean? You know, certain things, oh shit, I can't do that. If you come across it 2 years later, you can do that easy.
Exactly, that's a good point. You got to be built up, and it's all because there's some people, and you see it. You know, you might be talking to someone might, you know, ask you a question about the Bible, and you tell, okay, this. Then you're just like, okay, cool. Oh, you can't get a shape up. Okay, you know, okay, cool. But they're listening. And then, oh yeah, you ain't really supposed to be eating pork. Well, I can't eat pork.
Yeah.
You see a nigga be like, I don't know about that, man.
Stumbling.
You might have a guy who ate pork his whole life, right?
Yep.
And then he's coming off pork because he's coming the truth.
Yeah.
And he might still, get demons jumping him, smelling pork and shit.
Yeah.
But after a couple of years, you forget what, you just start forgetting that.
Yeah.
You might first come in, you don't even understand how the Sabbath works.
Yeah.
Then you get edified. After a couple of years, that's your life.
Yeah.
Sabbath is just part of the cycle.
Yeah.
It's the Sabbath.
Oh, I am an Israelite.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. The realization moment.
Yeah.
And like the apostle say, you get to the point you start enjoying this. You actually start enjoying it because you're living it. You're like, hold on, this ain't bad. This ain't to destroy me.
It's beneficial.
Where's that in the scriptures? The law is not grievous.
Start seeing the
1 John 5:3.
That's the order.
Okay.
Can I finish off this? Just finish the verse.
Okay, finish up the verse.
Right, it says, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Lord. That's right. You're proving
got
it
it
by
for you.
actions.
Oh, you got it?
Do you want it?
Yeah, thought it.
1 John 5:3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Commandments ain't grievous, man.
Yeah.
They're there for your own good. You look into like pork. Look, man, you ain't supposed to be eating no damn pork, man.
Well, it will kill you.
It will kill you.
That's not very grievous, is it? Hold on a minute, it's grievous to eat pork.
Exactly.
God.
Exactly. What does the scripture say? Them that hate me love death. Man.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it.
That's right.
You don't want to follow the laws. You love death.
Right.
Right.
You had that thing on Twitter where you had that lobster.
Oh man, that was nasty,
You know
man.
that worm or
Yeah, some slug all crept up into the shell of the lobster, man.
So they carry
Yeah, man.
disgusting creatures.
The Lord made certain things for certain reasons. Like you was going into earlier on, back in the days, but it's going back a few years in history, right? Only the poor people ate the shrimps and the crabs or whatever, what have you, right? Whereas the rich were the ones that actually had the clean fish, right?
Now they reversed it.
Now they reversed it.
Now the unclean fish are worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's
Delicacy.
it. Delicacy.
Delicacy.
That's because day by day Esau's getting more into that devilish.
Yeah.
He's getting more into his devilish side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he had his renewal,
Yeah.
He's made the things that it's like,
Good for evil, evil for good. God.
that's what I was gonna say. I don't
Spirit,
It says the turning of things upside down.
I was just thinking that.
That's it.
Yeah, this is like a reverse realm to what we're gonna have, you know, in the kingdom. That's what it is.
Yeah.
180.
Well, that's why the scriptures say, if as iniquity shall abound, so the love of many shall wax cold. Because iniquity is abounding because Esau's been allowed to rule for such a long time.
That's right.
But it's going to get cut short from him, man.
I got a quick one. This is 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
Oh, right, yeah, so as newborn babes, right, and just like how a baby don't come out the womb and start talking, right, there's a process, right? For the first couple of months, they don't even do anything, they just suck titty and go sleep, and that's it, that's their life, right? Just sort of like how when you... What?
That must change. Fair enough.
Sighing and crying in it.
Right? So just like how when you first come into this truth, first couple of months, you're just eating, you're drinking, right? You're drinking slowly, you're drinking the milk, starting off with the basics, man. Right? And you basically, you after a period of time, you start growing, right? Then what you do? You do what a baby does, you start talking. You start off with a few sentences, right? And then a few more sentences. Then you're, what do you call it? As you grow, right? Then you can string more sentences.
Shalom.
And as you grow, right, as a child, right, you basically then are able to string more sentences together, right? Which is basically in the truth. At first, you don't really speak. It's all about listening. But then the Lord will build you up. Right, then you might start doing your videos, your basic videos, like a little 2-minute, a little 3-minute, but then over a period of time you're able to, come to the camp and speak.
You
right?
gain strength.
You gain strength.
Yeah. Your faith gets stronger too. Yeah. You know, the longer you spend in this time, the longest time you spend in the truth, not to steal your fire, bro, but the longer time you spend in this truth, the main thing that's supposed to grow is your faith. And through your faith, you're gonna what? You're gonna be able to do more. You're gonna be able to speak. You remember the first time you spoke at the camp? What was that like? I don't know what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You know, and then your faith grows.
Yeah.
Because you through experience, you know that the last time you did it, you was just able to go. And then the next time but the main thing that's supposed to grow in this faith, in this truth, is this faith. The main thing that's supposed to grow in this faith is this faith.
I believe Yahushua, when he was growing, he said that he's waxing strong in the spirit.
That's it. That's it.
Or wax strong in the spirit. More spiritual.
Well, what's the ultimate form of faith, man? To walk on water. That was the ultimate levels. Hebrides, you grow in the faith, like the brother made the analogy, like a newborn baby. You're not able to talk, you're not able to do much, but then you grow in the faith and you go from reading scriptures to what? To walking on water, man. That's the ultimate level of faith. To dying for this truth, man.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna die for this truth, and they're not really gonna see the fruits of their so-called faith, so to speak. Like if a brother's just died right now in the faith, you haven't seen the chariots per se, the fathership. You haven't seen the missiles come. You've seen these things building up, but you haven't seen it yet, man. And that's the ultimate level of faith. The Bible said,
precept
takes time, man.
Yeah, I got it. Right there. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 13. These all died in faith. These all died in faith, Hebrews 11 and 13, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off.
That's a good point. Because when you read the first verse in Hebrews 11, it talks about faith being the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So off what you said, faith, ultimately speaking, you ain't necessarily gotta see it to believe it. It's something that's innately within you that makes you believe that what you're doing, ultimately speaking, it just makes sense, kind of thing, where everything just kind of just pans out to just make sense without you having to carnally, physically, do you know what I mean? Science, like according to Esau, science prove that such and such is the way to go. You ain't got no birth record or no chart taking you directly back to a certain city in Israel. Like through the faith, you know?
Well, faith is like a gift. Like a spiritual substance in a sense. It's a gift that's given to you from the Lord, man. That's why it says in Ephesians 2:8, it's a gift, man. It's a hope of salvation. Right. Some more on this.
And without faith, it's impossible to
Please the Most High.
That's right.
But it's a gift.
So that means what? The Lord said, ye have not
That means you got something. Sorry. That's the spirit, because I was gonna say exactly. On, you finish first. Because I was gonna say something that's gonna really go well with what your point you was gonna make. Go on, bro.
Because the Lord said, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
That's it. So the Most High created people to please Him.
Yeah.
The Most High created individuals to please Him, and He created individuals to displease Him. Just like how you have a movie. What does the director do? He says, man, that's one of the best movies I've ever made. He looks at the bad guy, he says, man, I created the best bad guy I could with that movie. I created the best good guy I could with that movie. I created the best middle people with that movie. And that's what we're living through this life. That's why this book here is called what? The script.
Yep.
We're just playing through the script, man. We're just actors in a movie. And that's why we say what? The hopeful elect, because what? We're not the ones that are in the directorial seat saying, okay, that individual, he's gonna be a good guy.
Oh, well, what do you call it? You get certain actors, they get asked, oh, so how did you feel when you read that you was gonna get killed off? Seasons 1 to 7, he thought, yeah, I'm gonna be in this into the long run. Right, and then season 8, he finds out, should I die season 8, man?
Wait.
Right?
Might have taken out a new house. Might have bought a new car. That check stopped coming, though. And that's the same thing with a guy that, falls out the truth. You can't change. You might have been there. Yeah, brothers, we're gonna link up next week. We're gonna eat chicken. We're gonna go best. We're allowed to say that on camera. We're gonna go to the restaurant. We're gonna eat. And guess what? The Most High called your number, man. That's why we say what? Lord's willing, man.
Yeah.
Go on, bro.
Book of James,
Even just like it's quickly to back up, just real quick. So, like faith is more required in the spirit, or in Hebrews 11. Faith requires you to make what the world will look at like as an illogical choice, in the sense of like you'll have things that you can do in the world or capabilities that will basically be able to put you on different plot holes. You could that's where sacrifice comes into it, because you could. Like, faith basically to the world is foolish. Like, people will always, the scoffers come by of our own people especially, and the first thing they revert to is, like, I'm doing such and such, etc., 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 in my field of work, or what I'm doing. You could be doing the exact same, but it's the illogical, like, that's the foolishness of preaching, because it's like, then but it's like you're looking for something that's beyond. You know what I mean? Really and truly in another lifetime, which to a mortal man is like, what the fuck? You want to die, come back again, and then receive something?
The
that's
blessings,
like, it's, bro, what do you think about that? Yeah, that takes a hell of a spirit to just say, yeah, like I'm actually living a lifetime where all I'm gonna do is catch L's so that I can.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what.
Yeah. And it says, and were persuaded of them and embraced them and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
Hey, and we read that earlier on about being, in fact, let's get that again because that goes into faith. 2nd Ezra 16, 14. Yep.
It was Abraham.
Yeah.
Same thing with
2nd Ezra 16 and I think right from 40.
Same thing with Moses.
Yeah.
They didn't get to actually go into the land, but you know.
Oh, the promised land.
Promises, man. Faith. The Lord's looking for those that have faith.
Yep. Start from then.
For then.
Yep.
In 2nd Ezra 16 and 40, oh my people, hear my words, make you ready to the battle, and in those evil be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Yeah, so in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And the apostle, forget which apostle basically made the analogy, right? When you're on a pilgrim, you might say, oh, let me stay at your house. All of your clothes are still in the suitcase, just in the corner, right? And that's sort of how we are in the spirit. We know, and it's, in fact, it's going to list some examples. You carry on.
He that serveth, let him be as he that freeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose.
Yeah, so you might get something. For instance, you know, like that's a nice-ish car, right? You might get that car, whatever, but in the back of your mind, you're like, look, man, when the petrol goes, this is just going to be another tin can, right? Which ultimately it is, right? Carry on.
He that occupy merchandise, as he that has no profit by it.
So you might have some stock that you want to sell, whatever, what have you, but in the back of your mind, you're like, look, man, curses are going to come one way or another, whether it's by the way of the tax man, you might file your tax incorrectly, right? Then all of a sudden you get a massive bill, or what do you call it? It might become too expensive, different, you know, because the things with trading is you're affected by things out of your control. So if oil prices go up and your stock is from out of the country and you've got to import that, you ain't going to be able to afford to import it. So what your mind says, like, oh, you know, if I get it, you know, if it works, it works. If it don't work, it don't work. Right, carry on.
And he that occupy merchandise, as he that has no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein.
Yep.
He that soweth, as if he should not reap.
Yep. Right, yeah, so you might, what do you call it? And for instance, brothers do that. Right, brothers might, what do you call it? So scriptures say money's a defense. Brothers might save for X, Y, and Z, but in the back of our minds, we're like, well, the Lord might have already taken his place out by then, right? You might save up for, you know, whatever, what have you, but in the back of your mind, you're like, well, anything can change between now and then. You understand the situation that you're in, right? And it's that's where the faith comes in, because in the back of your mind, you're like, look, I haven't got control over anything that's happening, right?
So also, he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes, they that marry, as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not, as the widows, as the widower.
Yeah, like
what is your voice? You got a Benjamin voice, bro.
Like what but hey, like what the brother's reading goes into what happened in America not so long ago, where you had the government shutdown as an example, and there would have been a lot of
just before Saturnalia, so-called Christmas.
Just before Saturnalia.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. That's calm. You know, like the time period we're in right now, and then you would have had a lot of Jakes that were in the spirit of like, I've got a government job, like, you know, like for example, like here in the UK right now, the retail industry is struggling. I'm sure it's the same in America. Reason being, the online presence is a major thing now, so people don't go into shops and purchase things. So you would have had a lot of Jakes, especially in the government position, that would have been looking down on other Jakes, like, you just work in H&M, retail, Walmart, whatever the fuck. I'm comfortable in my situation. I'm getting that paycheck plus the Christmas bonus and all of that. And all of a sudden,
and in America, a big thing is benefits, job benefits. because some jobs will give you healthcare. That's because obviously they got to pay for healthcare and stuff. So they would have been hella proud.
Bro, hella proud. You know, and then hey, all of a sudden, you wanna come in and say something up? All of a sudden, that system, the whole system got shut down, and then you had fucking government workers that were earning had specific benefits, louding them above people, going to food banks looking for food, man. It just goes to show you, like when
returning their Christmas presents.
That's right, man. Hey, when you had the scribes and the Pharisees, for example, the scribes and the Pharisees, when 70 AD occurred, and